Imagine your child comes home from school and says, I'm never going back. Maybe they had an argument with friend. Maybe they got an answer wrong in class. Maybe they weren't chosen for something they really wanted. Maybe something embarrassed them. And immediately your parenting brain starts working. Should I fix it? Should I tell them it isn't a big deal? Should I give them advice? Should I call the teacher? Because when our child hurts, our instinct is so often to make the hurt disappear. And that's understandable because we love our children. We don't want them to struggle. But here's the question I want us to explore today. What if one of the most important things we can give our children isn't a life without difficult experiences, but the experience of discovering that they can move through difficult experiences? That's where resilience begins. And today I want to show you what science tells us about how emotionally resilient children develop and what that can look like in everyday parenting. Let's start with something important. We often describe children as if resilience is simply a personality trait. She's naturally strong. He's very sensitive. She handles everything so well. He gives up easily. And yes, children absolutely come into the world with different temperaments and biological tendencies. Some children may naturally be more cautious, some may be more reactive, some may seek novelty, some may become overwhelmed more quickly. Biology matters, but biology isn't destiny. A child's development is shaped by ongoing interaction between biology, relationships, environment, and experience. And that's the good news because it means resilience isn't simply something we have to hope our children was born with. It's something that can develop. Resilient child isn't necessarily the child who never becomes upset. They can be deeply sensitive, they can cry, they can need reassurance, they can ask for help. Resilience is not nothing bothers me. It's closer to this is hard, I'm having feelings about it and I can find a way through it. That's distinction change how we parent. Because if resilient doesn't mean never struggling, then our goal doesn't have to be eliminating every struggle. Our goal can be helping children gradually develop the capacity to handle them. So how does resilience actually develop? One important piece is the way the brain changes through experience. You have probably heard the term neuroplasticity. In simple terms, our brains are capable of changing as we learn and repeatedly experience things, and children are constantly learning from their experiences. Imagine a child who encounters something difficult. He becomes frustrated. A parent immediately takes over. The child may get a message like, when something is difficult, someone else solves it for me. Now imagine another situation. The child becomes frustrated. The parent stays close. The parent helps the child regulate. The child gets another opportunity to try. Maybe they succeed, maybe they don't. But they experience something different. I can stay with something difficult. That experience matters. Because the brain isn't only learning how to handle that particular problem, through repeated experiences, children are also building expectation about what they can do when things get hard. Over time, they begin to develop an internal sense of what happens when I struggle. Can I try again? Can I ask for help? Can I find another way? That's why resilience isn't built through one big lesson. It's built through repetition. Small experiences again and again. But there's an important piece we can't skip. Before we ask a child to solve a problem, we need to consider their state of regulation. Think about your own experience. When you are extremely stressed, upset, or overwhelmed, how easy is it to think clearly? How easy is it to listen to advice? How easy is it to problem solve? Usually not easy. Children are still developing these capacities. When they are highly overwhelmed, their attention, flexibility, and ability to think through a problem can become much harder to access. So when your child is crying, I'm never going back to school, that may not be the moment for a long lecture about resilience. It may be the moment for, that was really hard today. I'm here. You don't have to figure everything out right now. In many moments, connection and regulation need to come before problem solving. This is one reason co-regulation matters. Children develop self-regulation through repeated experiences of being supported in relationships. They experience and regulated adult. They experience safety. They experience emotion rising and eventually coming down. And over time, they gradually develop more capacity to do some of that themselves. This is why I often say before children can fully regulate themselves, they first experience regulation with us. And that's exactly what we will explore in the next video. Now let's put all of this together. When a child faces a challenge, there's a cycle that can help turn that experience into learning. Challenge, something difficult happens, a friendship problem, a disappointing grade, losing a game, being told no, trying something new, emotion. The child feels something, frustration, fear, disappointment, embarrassment, anger, and then comes very important, support. This is where we come in. Not necessarily to remove the challenge, but to provide enough safety for the child to stay engaged with it. You might say, I'm here, I know this is hard, let's take a breath. Do you want help? Then try again. Maybe they try a new strategy. Maybe they ask someone for help. Maybe they take a break. Maybe they come back tomorrow and finally learn. They may learn, I can do this, or I need a different strategy, or I can ask for help, or I was really upset but I eventually calmed down. And that is how an experience can become an opportunity to build resilience. And if you joined my live workshop couple of weeks ago, the next example may sound familiar. I wanted to bring it into this series too because it captures an important idea and I know many of you weren't able to join us live. Imagine a little girl at a playground trying to cross the monkey bars. She reaches for the second bar, she slips, she falls, she looks up at her dad. He could easily lift her across, and sometimes, of course, helping is exactly what a child needs. But let's imagine he stays close and says, I'm right here, try again. She tries, she falls again, she tries, third time, and eventually she makes it. Now, the important part isn't the monkey bars. It's experience. Her dad didn't abandon her, but he also didn't take the challenge away. He provided emotional safety while allowing her to participate in the challenge. That's the difference between rescue and support. Rescue says, I'll solve this for you. Support says, I'll stay with you while you work through this. And over time, those two experiences can create very different learning opportunities. Repeatedly stepping in can unintentionally send the message, I need someone else to fix this for me. Support can create opportunities for, this is hard, but I can take the next step. And that's the internal belief we are trying to cultivate. If this is making you rethink the way you respond when your child struggles, stay with me because I'm going to give you 5 practical things you can start doing this week. Now I want to make an important distinction here. We are not talking about throwing children into overwhelming situations and telling them to toughen up. That's not resilience. The goal is a manageable challenge with appropriate support. Think about physical strength. You don't walk into a gym for the first time and try to lift an impossibly heavy weight. You start with something appropriate. Then you gradually build. Children can have their own version of these everyday resilience reps. Waiting for their turn, losing a board game, trying a new activity, making a mistake, hearing no, asking for help, trying again after getting something wrong. These moments may look small to us, but development happens through many small experiences. And the goal isn't to make childhood harder. It's to stop assuming that every difficulty needs to be removed. Think about physical strength again. You wouldn't do your child's push-up for them and expect their muscles to get stronger. But you can create an environment where those muscles have a chance to develop. Resilience works in a similar way. We can't do every difficult emotional experiences for our children, but we can provide the connection and support they need while they gradually discover I can handle hard things. There is another concept that is especially important when we are talking about confidence and resilience. Self-efficacy. Psychologist Albert Bandura used this term to describe a person's belief in their ability to successfully carry out actions needed to handle a situation. In simple language, I believe I can take action and influence what happens. That's different from simply feeling good about yourself. A child can hear, "You are amazing, you are so smart, you can do anything," and still not believe they can handle a difficult situation. Why? Because confidence becomes much more meaningful when it's supported by evidence. Every time a child experiences, "I stayed with it, I found another way, I asked for help, I calmed myself down, I tried again," they gain another piece of evidence, and those experiences begin to accumulate. Eventually, the internal voice becomes, "I have handled hard things before." That's the foundation of durable confidence. Not "nothing will ever go wrong," but even when something goes wrong, I can respond. So let's make this practical. Here are 5 things you can start doing this week. Number 1, pause before rescuing. When your child struggles, take one deep breath before jumping in. Ask yourself, do they need me to solve this or support them through it? That one pause can change your response. Number 2, name the emotion. Instead of immediately trying to make the feeling disappear, try, "You are really frustrated. That was disappointing. You really wanted that to work." You are helping your child recognize and make sense of the experience instead of immediately trying to get rid of it. Number 3, ask before helping. Try asking, "Do you want help? Or do you want to try one more time?" This provides support while preserving agency. You are communicating, "I'm here with you and I also believe you can participate in solving this." Number 4, notice the process. Instead of "You're so smart," try saying, "You kept going even when it got difficult." Instead of "You are amazing," try saying, "I noticed you found another way." You are helping your child notice the behaviors and strategies that contributed to their progress. You are helping them see, "These are the things I did that helped me move forward." Number 5, reflect afterward. Once the emotion has passed, ask, what helped you to get through that? Or what did you learn? What would you try differently next time? This is where the experience becomes meaning. You are helping your child build that internal evidence. "I have handled hard things before." And if you are thinking, "But my child gives up immediately," start small. Don't look for dramatic transformation. Look for micro wins. Maybe they stayed with something difficult for 1 extra minute. Maybe they asked for help instead of giving up. Maybe they took a break and came back. Maybe they calmed down faster. Maybe they tried one more time. Those are resilience reps. One difficult experience doesn't suddenly create an emotionally resilient child. It's the accumulation of many small experiences over time. Over time, the child begins building an internal record of experiences. "I have been frustrated before, I have been disappointed before, I have made mistakes before, and I got through them." And that record becomes powerful because eventually difficult doesn't automatically mean impossible. So let's come back to where we started. Your child comes home and says, "I'm never going back." Your instinct may be to immediately fix the situation, and sometimes you absolutely should step in. If a child is in danger, being harmed, or facing something they are not developmentally ready to handle, adults need to intervene. Resilience does not mean leaving children alone with problems they cannot manage. It means learning to distinguish between "my child needs protection right now" and "my child needs support while they learn to handle this." So before you step in, pause. Ask, does my child need me to remove this challenge, or do they need me to help them feel safe enough to work through it? Because resilience isn't built when children never struggle. It's built when children experience challenge with connection, support, and opportunities to try. Challenge, emotion, and support. Try again, learn. Over time, those experiences become, "I can handle hard things." And you don't have to be a perfect parent, you just have to be a present enough to let your child experience themselves growing. If you are a parent who wants to raise emotionally strong, confident, and resilient children, subscribe to Next Gen Conscious Mind. And if this video gave you something to think about, share it with another parent who might find it helpful. In the next video, we are going to look at one of the most important pieces of this entire process: why your child borrows your calm. Because before children can fully regulate their own emotions, they first experience regulation with us. I'll see you there.